Hey, it's Joel Erway here from Experts Unleashed, and today I want to talk to you about 4 simple steps for how to create and sell your first online course. I want to explain to you why this method of what I'm about to teach you is extremely important so you can save time and create something that you know is going to sell. Now, if you're just getting started in the online space or you're dabbling in trying to figure out if creating a course is for you, I want you to pay attention because I'm going to show you a way how you can drastically monetize, how you can make a lot more money selling more than just your course before you ever even create your course. Now, I wish somebody had taught me about this method when I first got started, because when I created my first course, yeah, it sold, but I knew that if I was going to make a lot of money, if I wanted to make a full-time income and more with this method, that I wish I was thinking about this in a much different light. And so I'm going to go over 4 steps and share with you exactly how you can create your first online course and guarantee that it sells without wasting time recording any video or recording any training, wondering if people are actually going to buy it. So let's get started with step number 1. And I want to talk to you about how to overcome the most important barrier, which is determining what people are actually going to buy. So the way that I like to research new course ideas is to go to existing platforms where there are already courses for sale, and I'll percolate some ideas that I've got of what I want to teach as an expert. So I'll go to sites like Udemy or lynda.com and I will search for what courses are already being offered. A lot of them will have different reviews and how many students are currently enrolled. So you know the demand is already there for what you're thinking about teaching. And you can teach almost anything. People will buy almost anything that you teach as long as it's positioned and framed correctly. So if I go and I look at one of these sites and I see there are a bunch of courses on online marketing, on how to run Facebook ads, on how to plant better, how to grow your own garden, right? Anything can be sold, anything can be taught. There's usually always a market for something out there, and you can see some really crazy niches of what people have created tutorials for and sold that as a product. So it's really important that we make sure that the demand is there before we spend any time creating a product that may or may not sell. So that's the first step. Pick a topic that you are actually an expert in. Now, my mission is to help explain to people just like you that yes, you are an expert in something. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story. The first course, actually it wasn't even a course. The first product that I built was in a very, 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 very small niche. Now, my background was in engineering, and if any of you are an engineer, you know that there is this licensing exam called the FE exam, the Fundamentals of Engineering exam, which is the first step that you need to pass if you want to become a fully licensed professional engineer. And so when I was about 22 years old, I graduated from college and I had taken a job as a design engineer, and they had told me, hey, you should really be sitting for this FE exam, the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. So I signed up for a training course. It was like a $600 review course on going through all of the different topics that are inside of that training. And I was getting really bogged down. And after about like 3 or 4 weeks, I was spending 8 to 10 hours a day on my weekends, on Saturday and Sunday, going through these online learning modules. And I'm like, this is just not efficient. So I developed a unique way to study for the exam, and I created my own study guide. I wrote that, I summarized it, and eventually I published it on Amazon, and it became a bestseller. Now, it doesn't have to become a bestseller for you to make money at it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you are an expert in something, right? The very next product that I created was a spin-off of that, and I was showing people how to advance their career with career development strategies specifically for engineers. That was a $500 product, and I was selling copies of that, and people were buying it. I was teaching them how to interview better. I was teaching them how to present themselves, how to reframe the conversation on how to get a promotion, get a new job, all of these strategies that I had used in my engineering career to level up and to get advances and to move up in the ranks, I was teaching other people because they wanted to learn how to do it. So those were those are the very first two products that I created. One, which is super niche, just creating a study guide, and I sold it on Amazon, a great info product on Amazon. And the second was a more advanced level course on career development training. So you are an expert in something. You just have to think about what it is that you know, that you enjoy teaching other people. Normally, it can be something really, really close to what you're currently doing. There's lots of courses out there: how to use Excel, how to create spreadsheets in Excel, how to create advanced spreadsheets in Excel, how to use Microsoft Word, how to use software. Lots of people need to learn how to use software. Don't take it for granted that just because you do something efficiently, somebody else doesn't know how to do it. That's where I would start. What am I really great at? What am I very, very efficient at? And can I teach a training program for how I use this or how I do a certain thing really, really well? And would people be interested in learning that? That's where I would go as I'm starting to figure out what is my expertise and how can I monetize that. Okay, in step number 3, this is really, really important. What I want to share with you is an excellent way for you to make a lot of money, a lot more money than what you're even going to be charging for your course. And I'm going to show you how to do that before you even create your course. This is a completely backwards way of monetizing your expertise before you create the product. When I started out, as I mentioned before, I wish somebody had really shared with me this strategy, because what most people do is they get bogged down with actually creating the product. Oh, I need to go record all these videos. I need to write all this content. I need to go figure out all this stuff, right? Well, the very first thing that you want to do so you're not wasting time is, number one, making sure there's actually a market need for your course. So the way that I do this now is when I hop on the phone with somebody who might be interested in buying my product, I will offer it to them as a service first. Now, whether that's a coaching service or an actual done-for-you service, if I'm working with business owners, right? So in my company, the Webinar Agency, what we've done is we were toying around with a marketing service that was brand new, and I didn't really know if anybody really wanted it. And so rather than going out and creating the course, which we are ultimately going to be doing, rather than creating the course first, I offered it as a service to my network and to my audience, and I got people to take me up on it right away. Now, they were paying us 5 figures, $12,500 plus a $5,000 per month retainer to do this for them before I ever even created the product. Now, I also sold a different package of this. It was the same format. So this is the done for you service, which we're able to charge a lot more money for. But as a coaching service, as a consulting service, we charged $5,000 down initially, plus $2,750 per month. And all it took from us was 2 calls a month, 2 one-on-one calls per month. And we were generating, on average about $13,000, because these people would stick around for 4 months total. $5,000 for the first month, and then $2,750 for 3 consecutive months. Now, when we're doing that, I'm able to talk to the customers directly. I'm able to show them what my idea was. I'm able to help them implement it or do it for them. And then we're getting results, and we can build the course from that. We've validated the product. We've collected money from it. Now I can build the training platform, and I can sell it to everybody else for a lower price for those who couldn't afford the product, or who couldn't afford the consulting or the done for you service. This is extremely powerful for anybody who's just starting out, because it leverages you to collect revenue up front to help you produce the course, and you're serving a market need that people will be glad to pay for, especially if you're in the business niche. Now, this, can also, hold true for anyone in the consumer niche. So if you're selling, fitness services or fitness coaching or diet and exercise, right? If you work one-on-one with your clients first, you can always charge more. Prove the demand is there and then build your program, or sell it first and build it down the road as you're working with these done-for-you clients. Really, really important. Okay, so the fourth and final step that we need to talk about so you can create and monetize your very first online course is to bootstrap the crap out of your minimum viable product. Now, we kind of talked about this in step number 3, meaning we want to sell it first before we go out and build the product. But What a lot of people do is they think that, oh, I need fancy video recording equipment, or I need the best microphone, or I need all these fancy lights and fancy computers. Absolutely not. The three core things that you need are, number one, of course, you need to record video, and you can either do a screen share on your screen. My first course was just a complete screen share where I was walking them through PowerPoint slides, right? So the way that you record video is, number one, either doing a screen share. Now, there are a couple of different ways to buy inexpensive screen recording equipment. On a PC, you can purchase an app called Camtasia. And if you've got a Mac, you can purchase ScreenFlow. Probably going to cost you about $100 or less, but it's not required. You can record from your standard, desktop webcam, or even just use an iPhone to record your own videos. So that's how you record the videos. I wouldn't worry about a microphone. As you start going up in higher level qualities, yes, invest in a microphone. This microphone that you're seeing right here is called the Blue Snowball. I bought it, let's see, about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it's about $60 or $70 microphone. It plugs right into the back of a USB, and it produces excellent sound quality for the price. Finally, you need to figure out how you're going to host your platform, host your course, and there are a lot of great options out there that are inexpensive or free. Thinkific is a great learning management solution platform, LMS, learning management system, that can host your course for you, meaning like hosts all your web pages, and so people can actually go into this hub and watch your course. You can upload all of your videos to YouTube for free, and if you want to make sure that nobody's ripping off your videos, you can just click the hide the privacy, make it or not making it private, but you can make it hidden from public view, right? So I've seen many courses out there that are recorded and hosted on YouTube. So to recap this final step, don't spend a ton of money. You don't even need to spend any money on any recording equipment if you don't want to. Everything can be done from equipment that you've already got and from your own computer. Okay, so let's recap. We covered 4 core steps to show you how to record and how to host, build, and monetize your very first online course. Step number 1, get over the most important barrier and figure out what to teach by looking at what people are already buying. In step number 2, focus on your expertise. Focus what's close to you, what you're strong in, and validate it. That's what you want to be teaching at. You want to teach what you're great at. Step number 3, I showed you the backwards way for how you can make a lot of money at this before you even build your course. So you can validate your product, you can validate your idea, and get paid for doing, you can get paid a lot of money. As I showed you, we were getting paid 5 figures to do that, do that idea for business owners first before they even, before we even created the product, right? So that's the backwards method for monetizing your course before you ever create the first video. And finally, bootstrap the crap out of your minimum viable product, your minimum viable course. Use all the free stuff that you've currently got before you start upgrading your equipment. So, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It is my mission to serve you and help you take your message, take your expertise, and monetize it for a professional service, for a professional world, right? I want to connect with the best of the best in the world, and I want to show you how you can leverage your expertise and turn it into a full-time income, if not more than a full-time income. So if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, go ahead and like and comment down below and share it with your audience so we can help spread this message and connect with many more experts out there. Till next time, it's Joel Erway here, and I'll see you then. Take care.